There exists a sound that only the silence can hear, a whisper that beckons us beyond the noise of our own existence. It is a call to pause, to breathe, and to listen to the space within us that has always been there, waiting. In this quietude, we find a paradox. The more we seek, the less we find. It is in the act of letting go, in the surrender to the stillness, that we begin to truly see. Silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of everything that is unsaid. It is a canvas upon which the universe paints its most profound truths, a mirror reflecting the depths of our own consciousness. Imagine the mind as a storm, a swirling chaos of thoughts and emotions, each vying for attention, each demanding to be heard. In this tempest we become lost, our true selves obscured by the tumult of our own making. But what if we dared to step back, to observe the storm without becoming entangled in it? The silence invites us to do just that. It is an invitation to witness the noise, not as a participant, but as a silent observer. In this act of witnessing, we begin to understand that the suffering we experience is not inherent in the noise itself, but in our identification with it. The silence reveals that the storm is not who we are, but merely a part of the landscape of our mind. As we journey deeper into this realm of quietude, we encounter the natural world as our guide. Picture a still lake at dawn, its surface a perfect mirror reflecting the sky. This is the nature of the mind when touched by silence. In this reflection there is no distortion, no separation between what is and what is perceived. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe. Feel the space between one thought and the next. In this space lies the essence of your being, the silent witness that has always been there, untouched by the storms of the mind. This is what you have always sought, not in the noise but in the silence that holds it all. The journey into silence requires a leap of faith, a trust in the unknown. It is a path that asks us to let go of control, to surrender to the flow of life without clinging to the shore. I have walked this path and have known the fear of falling, the doubt that arises when we are asked to trust in something unseen. But I have learned that true trust is not about holding on, but about letting go and discovering that there is no ground to fall to. It is in this free fall that we learn to fly, to soar on the wings of our own being, guided by the silent currents of existence. In this silence, the boundaries of the self begin to dissolve. We are no longer separate from the world around us, but a part of its vast, interconnected tapestry. Like a wave that merges with the ocean, or a flame that becomes one with the air, we find that we are both the observer and the observed, the silence and the sound. In this moment of union, I disappeared, and for the first time, I was everywhere. It is a realization that transcends the individual self, a glimpse into the infinite nature of being. As we draw towards the end of this reflection, I invite you to return to the metaphor with which we began. There exists a sound that only the silence can hear, a truth that is uncovered not through striving, but through surrender. Tonight, as you prepare to rest, take a moment to sit in silence, not with the intention of grasping it, but with the understanding that it has always been present, waiting for you to listen. If these words have touched something within you, share with me from where you hear this call. Together, let us breathe and create a shared moment of silence. If you feel drawn to this space, subscribe and join us in this sanctuary of consciousness. In the midst of the world's clamor, the mind becomes akin to a bustling marketplace, filled with the relentless chatter of traders hawking their wares. Each thought is like a merchant, vying for our attention, insistent and unyielding. We stand amidst this cacophony, our senses overwhelmed, our true selves obscured by the din. It is here, in this crowded bazaar of the mind, that we often lose sight of the silence that patiently waits, like a gentle breeze that sweeps through, unnoticed by those too engrossed in the noise. In this marketplace of thoughts, we find ourselves trapped in a cycle of seeking and desiring, each new thought promising fulfillment, just out of reach. Yet with each acquisition, with each fleeting moment of satisfaction, we are left with a deeper hunger, a longing that cannot be satiated by the external. It is as if we are chasing shadows, grasping at illusions that dissolve the moment we touch them. We become prisoners of our own creation, our minds a labyrinth of echoes, each reverberating louder than the last. But within this chaos there lies a simple truth. The noise is not the enemy. It is our identification with it, our belief that we are the sum of these thoughts and desires, that binds us. The silence, ever present, beckons us to step back, to observe without attachment, to listen to the spaces between the notes. It is in these spaces that we find the clarity we seek, the understanding that the noise is a part of us, but not the whole. Imagine for a moment a storm raging at sea. The waves crash and roar, the wind howls, and the sky is a tumult of dark clouds. Yet beneath the surface the ocean is calm, undisturbed by the tempest above. This is the nature of our true self, the silent observer that resides within, untouched by the storms of thought and emotion. It is this part of us that the silence speaks to, reminding us of our inherent stillness amidst the chaos. Close your eyes, if you will. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Feel the weight of the noise begin to lift, like a fog dissipating under the warmth of the sun. In this moment, allow yourself to become the ocean, vast and deep with the storm merely a dance upon your surface. This silence is not an absence, but a presence, a gentle reminder of the peace that lies within. As we navigate the noise, there is a temptation to push it away, to fight against it in our quest for silence. But resistance only serves to entrench the noise further, to give it power over us. Instead, the silence invites us to embrace the noise, to acknowledge it without judgment, to see it for what it is, a part of our human experience. It is through this acceptance that we find freedom, not by silencing the noise, but by finding the silence that exists within it. There is a profound liberation in this realization, a release from the need to control or suppress. It is akin to standing on the edge of a cliff, arms outstretched, and trusting the air to hold you. In this trust, in this surrender to the silence, we discover that we are not falling, but flying. The silence becomes our wings, lifting us above the noise, allowing us to soar with a new perspective. In the heart of this silence, we encounter a vastness that defies description, a space where we are both everything and nothing. It is a place where the self dissolves into the greater whole, where the boundaries between us and the universe blur into a single existence. Here, in this limitless expanse, we find a peace that transcends understanding, a joy that is not dependent on external circumstances. The noise of the mind, once a prison, becomes a teacher. It shows us the areas where we are attached, the places where we hold on too tightly, and the silence, our ever-present companion, guides us gently back to our true nature, reminding us that we are not our thoughts, but the space in which they arise. It is in this space that we find the freedom to be, to exist without striving or seeking. As you open your eyes, carry this silence with you. Let it infuse your being with its tranquility. Allow it to be the lens through which you view the world, the foundation upon which you build your life. If these words have resonated with you, if they have stirred something deep within your heart, I invite you to share this moment of silence with me. Together, let us breathe, let us listen, and let us be. If this journey speaks to you, subscribe and continue with us in this sanctuary of presence. In this vast expanse of silence, where the whispers of the soul become audible, we embark on a journey deeper into the heart of presence. It is here, in this sacred space, that we find the path to our true selves, the way of silence and being. Imagine standing on the edge of a forest at dawn, the air crisp and alive with the promise of a new day. The world is still, hushed as if holding its breath in anticipation. This is the moment before the first light touches the earth, a moment pregnant with possibility. As the light begins to dance through the trees, it illuminates the intricate patterns of leaves and branches, each one a testament to the beauty of creation. So, too, does silence illuminate the intricate patterns of our thoughts and emotions, revealing the underlying harmony that exists beneath the surface noise. In this light, we see the truth of our nature, not as isolated beings but as integral parts of a greater whole, connected to the tapestry of existence. The path of silence is one of gentle unfolding, like the petals of a flower opening to the sun. It is a journey that requires patience and presence, a willingness to be with what is, without judgment or expectation. As we walk this path, we encounter moments of stillness, where time seems to slow, and the world becomes a reflection of our inner state. In these moments, we touch the essence of who we are, the silent witness that observes without attachment. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the rhythm of your breath as it flows in and out, like the tides of the ocean. Each breath is a wave, rising and falling, a reminder of the constancy of life amidst the impermanence of form. In the space between breaths, there is a stillness, a pause that holds the potential for transformation. This is the silence that calls to us, inviting us to rest in its embrace, to find peace in the present moment. As we continue, imagine a flame flickering gently in the darkness. It is a source of light and warmth, a beacon that guides us through the night. The flame is small, yet it has the power to dispel the shadows, to illuminate the path before us. This flame is our awareness, our capacity to be present with what is, to see clearly and without distortion. In the silence, this flame burns brightly, unencumbered by the noise of the mind. Allow yourself to be guided by this light, to trust in the wisdom of your own inner knowing. The path may not always be clear, and there will be times when the noise of the world seeks to pull you away from your center. But remember, the silence is always there, a constant companion on the journey, ready to welcome you back to its stillness. If this reflection resonates with your heart, if it speaks to the quiet places within you, I invite you to subscribe and join us in this sanctuary of consciousness. Together, let us create a community of presence, a space where we can support one another on this journey into silence. Let us breathe together, let us listen, and let us be. In the embrace of silence, we find the courage to face our fears, to embrace our vulnerabilities, and to trust in the unfolding of our lives. It is a journey of surrender, of letting go of the need to control and allowing life to flow through us. Like a river that carves its path through the landscape, we learn to move with the currents, to trust in the wisdom of our own being. The silence teaches us the art of listening, not just with our ears, but with our hearts. It is a listening that goes beyond words, beyond the surface of things, to the deeper truths that lie beneath. In this listening, we discover a new way of being, one that is rooted in presence and open to the possibilities of each moment. Imagine a mirror, perfectly polished, reflecting the world with clarity and precision. This is the nature of the mind when touched by silence. In this reflection, there is no distortion, no separation between what is and what is perceived. The silence allows us to see ourselves and the world with fresh eyes, to experience life in its fullness, free from the filters of judgment and expectation. As we journey deeper into this silence, we find that it is not a destination, but a way of being. It is an invitation to live from the heart, to embrace the mystery of life with open arms. In this space, we find the freedom to be who we truly are, to express our unique gifts and to share them with the world. The silence is a sanctuary, a place of refuge amidst the chaos of life. It is a space where we can rest, renew, and reconnect with our true selves. In this space, we find the strength to face the challenges of life, to embrace the joy and the sorrow, the light and the shadow. As you open your eyes, carry this silence with you into the world. Let it be the foundation upon which you build your life, the lens through which you view the world. If these words have touched something within you, if they have stirred a longing for silence, I invite you to share this moment with others. Together, let us breathe, let us listen, and let us be. In the quiet embrace of silence, there comes a moment when we are called to release our grip on certainty, to step into the unknown with nothing but trust as our guide. This is the moment of true surrender, where we learn that to hold on is to resist the flow of life, and to let go is to discover the freedom that lies beyond fear. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, the horizon stretching infinitely before you, the waves lapping softly at your feet. It is here, in this liminal space between land and sea, that we are asked to place our faith in the currents, to trust in the ocean's vastness to carry us. As I reflect on my own journey, there have been times when the path seemed uncertain, when doubts whispered like shadows in the corners of my mind. I have felt the weight of fear, the pull of the familiar urging me to stay anchored in what I know. But each time the silence calls me back, reminding me that trust is not about knowing where the path leads, but about having the courage to walk it with an open heart. In the act of letting go, I have discovered that the ground I feared losing was never there to begin with. It is in the free fall that we find our wings, in the surrender that we learn to fly. This journey of trust is not without its challenges. There are moments when the noise of the world threatens to drown out the silence, when the mind, like a restless child, clamors for attention and reassurance. But the silence teaches us to stand firm, to hold our ground amidst the chaos, and to listen to the quiet voice of our own wisdom. It is a voice that speaks not in words, but in the gentle nudges of intuition, in the subtle whispers of the heart. Picture a tree, its roots deep in the earth, its branches reaching towards the sky. In the stillness of silence, we become like this tree, grounded in our own being, yet open to the infinite possibilities of the universe. The winds may blow, the storms may rage, but we remain steadfast, trusting in the strength of our roots and the resilience of our spirit. It is this trust that allows us to bend without breaking, to dance with the winds of change and emerge stronger for it. In this space of trust and surrender, we find that our vulnerabilities are not weaknesses, but gateways to deeper understanding. The fear of falling, of losing control, becomes a teacher, guiding us to the edges of our comfort zones and inviting us to step beyond them. It is here, at these edges, that we discover the true power of silence, to hold us, to nurture us, and to reveal the truth of who we are. As you sit with these words, I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine the breath as a wave, rising and falling within you, a reminder of the ocean's vastness and your place within it. Allow yourself to float on this wave, to trust in its rhythm, and let it carry you into the depths of your own being. In this place of trust, you are free to explore, to dream, and to be without the constraints of fear or expectation. The silence is patient, ever present, waiting for us to return to its embrace. It asks nothing of us but to be, to exist in the fullness of our truth, and to trust in the unfolding of our lives. In this trust, we find the courage to face the unknown, to embrace the mystery of existence with open arms and an open heart. As we journey deeper into this silence, we begin to see the interconnectedness of all things, the delicate threads that weave us into the tapestry of life. We are not separate, but part of a greater whole, each of us a vital piece of the puzzle. It is in this recognition that we find the strength to surrender, to let go of the illusion of control, and to trust in the wisdom of the universe. In the silence, I have learned that to trust is to align with the natural flow of life, to move with its currents rather than against them. It is a dance of presence and surrender, a balance of knowing and not knowing, of being and becoming. This is the gift of silence, the power of trust, to transform our fears into freedom and our doubts into a deeper understanding of our place in the world. As you open your eyes, carry this sense of trust with you. Let it be the foundation upon which you build your life. If these words have touched something within you, if you feel the call of silence, I invite you to share this journey with others. Together, let us breathe, let us trust, and let us be. If this reflection resonates with your heart, subscribe and join us in this sanctuary of presence, where we can support one another on this journey into silence. In the quiet embrace of silence, there comes a moment when the boundaries of the self begin to dissolve, like mist lifting from a lake to reveal the water's true expanse. In this sacred space, we are invited to step beyond the confines of our individuality, to experience the unity that underlies all of existence. Imagine, if you will, a drop of rain falling from the sky, its journey seemingly solitary until it meets the ocean and becomes one with its vastness. This is the essence of our journey into silence, a return to the source, where the illusion of separation fades into the truth of our interconnectedness. In this state of being, the self that we cling to so fiercely, with all its stories and identities, begins to fade away. We are no longer defined by the roles we play or the masks we wear, but by the pure essence of our being. It is a dissolution of the ego, a gentle shedding of layers that reveals the core of who we truly are. Like a candle flame that merges with the daylight, our individual light becomes indistinguishable from the light of the whole. In this merging, we find a freedom that transcends the limitations of the self, a freedom to simply be, without the need to become. The silence becomes a mirror, reflecting back to us the truth of our existence. It shows us that we are not separate from the world, but an integral part of its unfolding. We are the wave and the ocean, the breath and the breeze, the silence and the sound. In this moment of unity, we discover that we are both the observer and the observed, the dance and the dancer. It is a realization that brings with it a profound sense of peace, a knowing that we are held by something much greater than ourselves. Close your eyes and imagine the gentle lapping of waves against the shore, each one a reminder of the eternal rhythm of life. Feel the rise and fall of your breath, the way it mirrors the ebb and flow of the ocean's tides. In this rhythm, there is a harmony, a dance that we are all a part of, whether we are aware of it or not. It is the dance of existence, the silent song of the universe that calls us back to our true nature. As we surrender to this silence, we find that the barriers between us and the world begin to dissolve. The lines that separate us blur, and we see ourselves reflected in everything around us. In the trees, the sky, the people we meet. We realize that we are not isolated beings, but threads in the tapestry of life, each one essential to the whole. This is the gift of silence, the reminder that we are never truly alone, that we are always connected to the greater web of existence. In this space of unity, the questions that once plagued us fall away. The need to know, to grasp, to hold on to certainty is replaced by a trust in the unfolding of life. We are no longer driven by the desire to seek answers, but by the curiosity to experience the mystery. It is a shift from doing to being, from striving to surrender, from fragmentation to wholeness. This is the power of silence, to transform our perception, to open our hearts, and to expand our consciousness. Imagine standing in a field at dusk, the sky painted with the colors of the setting sun. The air is still, the world hushed in anticipation of the night. In this moment, you are aware of the vastness of the sky above and the earth below, and you feel a part of it all. The silence envelops you, a gentle embrace that holds you in its presence. It is in this stillness that you find yourself, not as a separate entity, but as a part of the infinite dance of life. As you sit with these words, allow the silence to wash over you, to fill the spaces between your thoughts and the pauses between your breaths. Let it be a balm for your soul, a reminder of the unity that lies beneath the surface of all things. In this silence, you are free to be, to exist in the fullness of your being, without judgment or expectation. It is a return to innocence, a homecoming to the heart of who you are. The silence speaks to us in the language of the heart, a language that transcends words and touches the core of our being. It is a language of love, of connection, of unity. In this language, we find the answers we seek, not in the noise of the world, but in the quietude of our own souls. It is here that we discover the truth of our existence, the beauty of our being, and the oneness of all things. As you open your eyes, carry this sense of unity with you into the world. Let it be the lens through which you view life, the foundation upon which you build your reality. If these words have resonated with you, if they have touched something deep within your heart, I invite you to share this moment of silence with others. Together, let us breathe, let us listen, and let us be. If this journey speaks to you, subscribe and continue with us in this sanctuary of presence, where we can support one another on this journey into silence. In the embrace of silence, we find the culmination of our journey, a return to the beginning with newfound understanding. The silence, once a distant echo, now envelops us, a gentle presence that holds both the questions and their answers. Imagine a night sky, vast and star-studded, each star a point of light in the infinite expanse of darkness. This is the silence, an endless canvas upon which the universe paints its story, a space where our own stories find their place within the greater whole. In this silence, we are called to listen, not with our ears, but with the depth of our being. It speaks in whispers, in the subtle language of the heart, guiding us to the truth that lies beyond words. It tells us that we are not alone, that we are part of a cosmic dance, a symphony of existence where every note, every pause has its purpose. The silence is the conductor, weaving together the threads of our lives into a harmonious whole. As we sit in this silence, we come to realize that it is not an absence, but a presence that permeates all things. It is the backdrop against which the drama of life unfolds, the still point around which the world spins. In its embrace, we find the peace that eluded us in the noise, the clarity that emerges from the chaos. The silence teaches us to see with new eyes, to perceive the interconnectedness of all things, and to recognize the divine in the mundane. Close your eyes and feel the silence as it wraps around you, like a warm blanket on a cold night. Allow it to seep into the spaces between your thoughts, to fill the gaps with its gentle presence. This quietude, you are free to explore the depths of your being, to touch the essence of who you are beneath the layers of identity and expectation. It is a return to innocence, a rediscovery of the wonder and awe that reside within. As we journey deeper into this silence, we encounter the paradox of presence and absence. In the silence, we find ourselves more fully present, more deeply connected to the moment. It is as if time slows, and we become aware of the intricate dance of life unfolding around us. The silence heightens our senses, sharpens our perception, and brings us into alignment with the natural rhythm of the universe. Imagine a river, flowing gently through a lush valley, its waters clear and cool. The river does not rush, but moves with a steady grace, carving its path through the landscape. In the same way, silence flows through us, carving pathways of presence and awareness. It invites us to move with its rhythm, to let go of the need to control and instead trust in the flow of life. In this trust, we find the freedom to be who we are, without the constraints of fear or expectation. The silence calls us to action, not in the sense of doing, but in the sense of being. It asks us to engage with life from a place of presence, to respond to the world with an open heart and a clear mind. It is an invitation to live authentically, to express our truth without fear, and to connect with others from a place of genuine understanding. In this way, the silence becomes a catalyst for transformation, a force that propels us towards greater wholeness and integration. As you sit with these words, let the silence guide you back to yourself, to the core of your being where peace and wisdom reside. Allow it to be a mirror, reflecting your true nature back to you, free from the distortions of the mind. In this reflection, you will find the answers you seek, not as separate from you, but as an integral part of who you are. In the silence, we discover the power of presence, the ability to be fully engaged with life in all its complexity and beauty. It is a practice, a journey that unfolds moment by moment, breath by breath. As we cultivate this presence, we open ourselves to the richness of experience, to the joy and sorrow, the light and shadow that make up the tapestry of life. As you open your eyes, carry this silence with you into the world. Let it be the lens through which you view life, the foundation upon which you build your reality. If these words have touched something within you, if they have stirred a longing for silence, I invite you to share this moment with others. Together, let us breathe, let us listen, and let us be. Tonight, as you prepare to rest, take a moment to sit in silence, not to achieve anything, but to simply be present with yourself. In this silence, you will find the answers you seek, the peace you long for, and the connection you desire. Share this journey with someone who is searching for what only silence can reveal. The universe speaks through those who listen. If this reflection resonates with your heart, subscribe and join us in this sanctuary of presence, where we can support one another on this journey into silence.